Well. The Atlanta Falcons are going to take a lot of hits in 2026. A lot of fan favorites are going to be leaving via free agency, and a lot of them are just going to be released. The three players that I'm about to talk about right now are three players that we all love, that we all know that contributed in the best way that they could, man. One on offense, one on defense, one on special teams. So just take a look at these three players, and as I give my thoughts, and then y'all can comment as y'all go along, or y'all can wait till the end to comment. But y'all know what to do, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and please don't forget to hype me up. First guy I'm going to talk about is Kaden Elliss, man. We all know what Kaden Elliss meant to the Falcons. Let's keep it real, y'all. Coming over from New Orleans on a 3-year deal, $21 million. That was kind of a value deal, and we saw what he brought to the team. 3 straight seasons, over 100 tackles. Ended up with 12.5 sacks with the Falcons. Um, 51 career games, all starts. Man, look, he was the heart and soul of the Falcons defense in a way because he could do it all. He could rush the passer, he could shoot gaps and tackle well. He can get back in coverage. I mean, how often you find a linebacker like that? And he was the key to chemistry with the Falcons, along with Divine Diablo, who still has one this year left on his deal. So I want to see that they get a deal done with him as well. But Kaden Elliss, I think the reason why he's not coming back is because when you look at age, 31 years old, NFL years, that mean you're getting up there. But you got to understand, he started as a 24-year-old. And one thing about a new regime, they're going to always want to bring in their own players, like I always tell y'all. And, sometimes that's hard to hear, but I'm going to just tell y'all, man, just like Ian Cunningham said, he was non-committal about it, but he said he's a guy that's obviously evaluating and thinking there's a lot of linebacker in this market. And I feel like we've got to really look at our cap situation and our roster moving forward. So them being non-committal to him is let me know they just finna flip over the whole ship. And that's why I told y'all from the jump that nobody would be safe. Everybody's up for grabs except, the younger key players such as Drake Bijan. And now we see Kyle coming back on a franchise tag. But them to lose Kaden Elliss, I think, is a key part of their defense. And I don't think they're done. We could see Jesse Bates move as well because he's getting up in age. They drafted his replacement right next to him. And they still have Billy Bowman, who plays the nickel, but he can also play safety as well. Or they can go out in this draft and go in the second round and find one of the top safeties in this draft. And, just keep the beat moving because they got to save cap space and they got to fill roster holes. And the best way to do that is let the older guys find a new team, or you trade them to a new team, get draft picks. And he's talked about it a little bit in the interview with Torrey and Will McFadden that they're at the combine probably trying to see what they can do about making moves to get those picks up. And you talk about the Khalil Mack trade, that let me know they'll do anything that they got to do to get those draft picks up because building through the draft is probably the best way to go in today's NFL. But Kaden Elliss will not be back. Likely going to be a free agent. Likely going to find a new home. First team I'm thinking about is Denver Broncos with his brother Christian Elliss and his former coach Peyton is the coach in Denver, and he fits the system what they run. The very next guy is probably going to be KhaDarel Hodge, man. We talk about a special teams ace that's been around for a while. I remember him all the way back for the Rams in 2018, Cleveland, Detroit, before coming to Atlanta. And he, really wasn't a wide receiver that, played all the time. He was mainly a special teams guy, and he was very well at his job. You talk about one of the best gunners in the league, one of the best returners, kick or punt return. But he also found moments to become a wide receiver, his position of choice. And when he made catches, they were for big gains. He's one of those guys that's averaged 15.3 yards a catch for his career and a career high 18.7. No, I'm sorry, second most is 18.7 in 2024. The year he made a Pro Bowl, 7 catches, 131 yards. But he made his mark, as a special teams guy. And that Pro Bowl selection really probably was the highlight of his career. But Jordan Schultz put it out. The Falcons informed him that he would be released. He spent 4 years in Atlanta, and like I said, that Pro Bowl in 2024. But he's going to be a big loss, mainly because how bad special teams was in 2025. And now you have to go out. They do have new coaches at the special teams. They even hired an assistant who was out with the Rams. But they've hired, the right coaches to put in the right spot. We have to see what they do. But losing one of your key special teams guys, his contract probably wasn't that much. It will save them $2.6 million. So, hey, you got to save every dollar you can. But KhaDarel Hodge is another one that is gone, and I think his presence is going to be missed, and it's going to be felt on special teams. But you got to have, you know, you got that, trust what the team is doing as far as coaching and as far as retooling the roster. This one hurt the most. Tyler Allgeier, running back. We all know, and we know the story about him coming through and nearly breaking the Falcons franchise record for a rookie. 1,000 yards his first season. In 16 games, only started 7 of those, but still got 1,000 yards, 3 touchdowns. Every single season after Bijan arrived, those numbers just kept going down at 683, 644, and 514 this year. But he did end up having 8 touchdowns, which was a career high. And if you know that he was also one of those guys in the receiving game. Yeah, he didn't have a lot of reception, but he made it count every time he touched the football. I know y'all remember that 75-yarder back in 2023 when Kyle Pitts was lingering with that knee injury. He had a 75-yard reception that game. But last year he only had 14 catches for 96 yards. But he's a dual threat back, and he's going to be one of those guys that I think that could be a Michael Turner type. Remember when he sat behind superstar himself in LaDainian Tomlinson, and after he got to Atlanta, very first game, 200 yards. So when you look at it, man, Michael Turner, I think Tyler Allgeier could be that next guy to be that. And here's something that Steve Weiss had to say, and he think how he would fit in.
For the time, so I'm going to go with a running back who does split carries, who's going to be a little bit lesser on the budget, but could be more impactful, and that's Falcons running back Tyler Allgeier, a free agent. I think he would be an ideal fit with the Denver Broncos. Here's the comp. Here's someone, Tyler Allgeier, remember as a rookie, rushed for 1,000 yards, but the Falcons, they went out and got Bijan Robinson, too good to pass on. But if you put Tyler Allgeier in the backfield with R.J. Harvey, Bridget, you've got Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara in Sean Payton's system. Think about what those two did together down in New Orleans. That's what an Allgeier-Harvey tandem could look like. Allgeier is a touchdown maker, too. 8 rushing touchdowns, someone with a great nose for the ball. So I think, again, for what they might want to do in the physical aspect of the run game to help out Bo Nix, Allgeier would be a perfect fit with the Broncos.
And I got to agree with that as well, man. Denver would be a great spot in that. Mark Ingram analogy fits to a T with Alvin Kamara. R.J. Harvey is in Denver, and he's going into, I think, his second year. So you add a veteran that's a power back to that system, and Tyler Allgeier can play in any system. He's a touchdown machine, and we know Peyton, he like to use his running backs in different ways, and Tyler can fit that system perfectly. But this one, like I said, hurts the most. And shout out to his Uncle Lou, man, Louis Allgeier, big supporter of the show, of me and A1. So we got to give him a shout out for sticking with us for the last 2 years, coming through on NFL draft night and just joining shows and just talking to us. Personally, that's just something that he didn't have to do, man. So shout out to Uncle Louis. But yeah, Tyler Allgeier is a huge loss. I think him and Bijan were a dynamic duo that I wish that they could have kept together, but I just think the money gonna be funny. So they may have to go through the draft and get a running back free agency or undrafted free agency. Because remember, Tyler was a 5th-round pick. So maybe they find lightning in the ball 2 times in a row and find that running back that can perfectly complement Bijan Robinson. But those are 3 key Falcons that will be on the way out. And look, we wish them the best. They gave us good times, helped the team. And it's 3 key players that I wish they could have re-signed. But hey, new day in Atlanta, new regime. So let's have confidence in what they do and see how it goes. But y'all know what to do, man. Drop them comments in the comment box. Let's debate, let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on the Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all soon, man. Peace.